Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay, that's my mic not moving. Okay, let me. I guess. Okay, good. Yeah, let me if I can. Hey, go the link, guys. The link is here. How you guys doing? How you guys day going? The link is here, guys. How you guys day going? Namaste. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. How you guys going? I'm sorry I came late. I'm so sorry. Hey, Irby. How you doing? Oh, hey, Irby. Okay, namaste.
Namaskar, Natinanam.
Namaste. 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 Let wait for more people came here. Let me wait for more people. Give me a second. Let me
Absolutely.
wait. Let me let me wait. Give me a second.
Oh no, you're good, King.
Okay, good. A long time. I will do a live stream.
I hear a little bit of echo. I might switch to my phone.
Oh, you hear the echo sound? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I hear it. You don't hear it? Or is it just me?
I did call for myself. Okay. Okay, let me. Wait, hold up.
I've been waiting for this all day. I'm excited to see everyone and get into some topics. Just listening to some Osho music.
Okay, you still hear the echo sound?
Yeah, like it's playing now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
Let's
like a
see.
delay. Maybe like a delay.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you think
Okay.
changing to my phone might help it? Or...
Yeah, try that.
All right, let's try that. be easy transition. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Pink. Hey, Salo. Hey, Eddie. How you guys day going? He coming back. He need to fix something. He coming back. He had to fix something. Hey, Pink, Eddie. So you good, bro? He coming back. He something wrong with the internet. Something wrong with the internet. You good? You good? Feeling to the shit. Hey, mother. Hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Namaste. Okay, you still hear the echo? Or you good now?
I don't believe so. No, it's gone now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's nice to
What's
talk to
you?
you, Blasian, because
Nice to talk. Nice to talk to you too.
yes, I
This
believe
is
this is
my.
the first time we talked on the phone.
Yeah, we mostly text. We never call each other.
Yes.
We mostly text. So, what's your bring to Hinduism?
What brought me to Hinduism?
Yeah.
Well, like when I would have been 12 at the time. When I moved back to the States, I was going through a lot of de- maybe like a dark night of the soul. I won't call it a depression, more like a dark night of the soul where I kind of just thought to myself, I left a lot of my friends behind. Kind of felt like I lost them. And the place that I was living was where I was actually born in Yokosuka, Japan. And so there was kind of like a void that like came out of me that I've never had before. Most of the time whenever I moved, I just kind of, sucked it up and made new friends, got used to where I was now living and whatnot. But at that time of my life, I think I was so content where I was that it caused like this dark night of the soul type of thing. And so every Sunday, what does my dad say at church? And if we go to a different church, what do they say? They say
Yeah.
just pray about it, have faith, you like things will get better, God will take it away, Jesus will help you, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time I was just like, all right, I believe it, and I just done everything by it exactly what they said, except that it didn't work. And, there was a lot of frustration about, me as an individual, like, what am I doing wrong? And coming to these conclusions that maybe it's something I did. But then the longer I started thinking about it, I was like, no, I mean, I'm doing everything that they told me to do. And so there was the first time where I started critically thinking and questioning what I've been taught. And I think when I look back on those moments, it was more so of a if if what I have right now isn't truth for me, if it's obviously wrong, because I can't be doing something wrong if they're telling me exactly what to do. And I'm praying, I'm, you know, trying to read the Bible and stuff like that, right? So now I'm questioning things, and then I start to dissociate. I start to dissociate and say, no, maybe what I'm taught is wrong, and maybe I need to go look into other things to answer my questions. because also at that time I was thinking a lot. I I'd be sitting near a window, like when like there's storms and there's thunder and lightning. Those would be my favorite times. I'd listen to a Metallica album, Ride the Lightning. And so I'm sitting over by the window, and sometimes I just think to myself, like, what is it after death? Is it just, nothing, or is it something? But every time when I would think about it, it'd just be blank. It'd just be like just complete darkness, like almost like nothing exists. I was like, huh, that's interesting. But there will be moments, like things that I don't really talk about very much on TikTok live, where like my sister, me and her had a conversation where she was saying something about she didn't believe in a hell. And I was like, that's interesting because we have the same parents. So why don't you believe in a
Yeah.
hell? And she said, I don't believe in a hell, I believe in reincarnation. And I'm like, what's that? And then so she's telling me about reincarnation, and I actually go and I study what that is and what it's about. And then I started realizing that there was all these stories of people who have lived before that could recall their past life. And then it started making sense to me. But when she said it immediately, it hit me as if something is true. I just couldn't explain why. So when I started researching, I started finding evidence that this was the case. But all these things started happening slowly and slowly. And then I start realizing, if I want to be close to Japan, if I feel like I'm so far away, why not study the things that I didn't really get to study and appreciate because of my background, my Christian background, like Buddhism, for example? Never really got to experience what that's about, except on field trips, we would go see like the big Buddha temple and stuff like that. And one of the things that really did intrigue me about going to those kind of sites was how big they were, and
Yeah.
why are they building it? Almost like, what's the purpose? Because we don't have those types of things really in other religions. So I mean, not a statue like that. um, so anyway, I start studying Buddhism in order to feel closer to my home, because I've
Oh,
always called
nice.
Japan as home.
Yeah.
And what I realized was the first set of teachings about letting go, about what is anger, about your emotions, about your psychology, your mental facilities, all those types of things that's within Buddhism. It started opening my mind to this possibility that maybe what I'm going through isn't a spiritual thing, but it's a mental thing. But if I get to know the mental, I actually tap into the spiritual, because
Yeah.
there was this problem where I always felt God was outside of me, is always separate. We all kind of feel like this when you're raised in an Abrahamic background, because there
Yeah.
is a defined. In fact, there's verses about how we're separate, not just that we feel like that, but that we are. And so, with that being said, when I started understanding it from a mental side, then I'm like, okay, is there even a God? I'm like agnostic now,
Yeah.
because now I'm reading all this stuff, and there's no need for a higher power. That's why Buddhists don't ever talk about a God, because when you understand the human
Yeah.
level, there is no question about is there a God or not, because you only know this body, this mind, and that's difficult enough if you can't master it. But what ended up happening was, once I realized, I'm working through all the mental stuff that I'm going through. I'm letting go of anger, and it's actually helping me. It's actually like therapy and therapeutic for me. Now I'm curious about meditation, because I've already read all of Buddha's work. So now I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so what's meditation about? Because now I'm curious. So I sit down for 2 hours and I meditate on each chakras. And after all that, I just felt almost like a vase broke inside, like inside my Anandagana, the inner space. So it's almost like a dimension within yourself. It's not a chakra, but it's a dimension within yourself. And all this energy's just started overflowing around the whole body. And I was just like, what is this? Like, what is this feeling? Like you
Yeah.
no words can describe what that feels like. I always say it's kind of almost like when you turn the wrong TV channel. You remember like when you were a kid, you turn on the wrong TV channel and there'd
Yeah.
be that white
Yeah.
sound. It almost felt just like that, but completely peaceful, blissful, um, serene. Like, I mean, it's just beyond what we can feel with our five senses. And in this moment, I'm just kind of wondering like what's going on. But then I hear inside my stomach that no, you're here to be enlightened. And at that point, I read about enlightenment because I read Buddha's work, but I really didn't know what that was. So I'm like, man, if this is what it feels like, I'm all for it. And so that's what set my journey up. And the next experience that I would have had was, well, between this point, I'm learning the Gayatri mantra, but from the Buddhist side, and I'm just practicing more and more meditation. Up until that point, I didn't have any more experiences. But what meditation did help me, it helped me lose a lot of overthinking, or the Buddhists call it the monkey mind, that I was
Yeah.
experiencing. But the second experience that I had was finding the Bhagavad Gita in my room. And this was the
Oh
very
yeah.
book. Yes, this was the very book I found in my room. And I'll be
You,
honest.
you
What's that, Blasian?
it's happy you in Japan. I know you tell us you find like your father. You
Yes.
find funny. Yeah.
So this, so some, my dad said, because I asked him about it last year, and he said that someone gave him this book. But what was interesting was that it was in my drawer, which all of all places, because I didn't read really back then. So, the curiosity of who's Krishna really plagued me. And, I asked my dad about it, and he tried to make me like, uninterested, and just kind of gave me so and so answers that really didn't help me. So, yeah, I just started to do my own research, and I realized like, no, Krishna says he is God. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, this book is, I mean, like, you guys can see it, other than this, like this mark right here. This book is completely preserved. This has gone with me over 3 moves, but it looks like almost a brand new book.
Nice story. First, me, I know about Hinduism. Pattern. I was like in school. The yoga, the jujitsu, the jujitsu was Hindu.
Yeah.
He helping my helping my meditation, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mental health was low. My mental health was so slow. The jujitsu helped me meditation. There I learned Buddhist from
Yeah.
Pink. She Buddhist. I know Buddhist. I learned about it, Hinduism. I know by Krishna. He's a God,
Yes.
a
Yes.
God, not Jesus.
No.
What the what
No.
people
Definitely
talk
not.
about. He's son of God. Krishna
Yeah.
is God of God. I
Absolutely.
left. Yep, I left Christianity. I left. Joined Hinduism. That
Yeah.
happened from
That's
the
amazing.
yoga teacher. From the yoga teachers. I left Christianity. I left.
And you became a yoga teacher?
Huh?
You
No,
became a
no,
yoga.
no. I talk about the yoga teacher helped me. I'm not
Oh,
a
got you.
yoga teacher.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm not a yoga teacher. Sorry, guys. I mean, yoga teacher helped me. I'm not
No,
yoga teacher.
no, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, like there's always someone that helps us along our path. Like And even after that, it was almost like each one was a confirmation. But one thing that really stuck with me was when I was about 15 or 16, maybe I was 17, but I think I was maybe 15 or 16. At this point, I already had my experience. I already found the Bhagavad Gita, but I'm still kind of like trying to figure out this whole reincarnation thing. So, other than the research that I found, I was literally just trying to find information on how to recall it. And so
Yeah.
I didn't go to a hypnosis or anybody specific, but I find this guru or swami. I found this swami on YouTube. Now at this point, this is about 2010 or 2011. It's pretty close to those 2 years, and he was talking about past life regression. I was like, okay, that's interesting. What's the science behind that? And so he was educating on how you can recall your past life. So I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, I never ended up fulfilling the routine of in order to do it, although it was interesting. But somewhere along the way, this is like some years after I might have been maybe 18 or 19. I was actually curious about it again while I was in college, and I wanted to like find this video again because it was very interesting, and I felt like at this point, like I want to get more into my spiritual journey. For some reason, it was just hidden at me. I find another video on levitation because I couldn't find the one that I was looking for the past life regression. And there was a woman at the end
Yeah.
that was at this retreat, and her name's Deborah Chance, but we just call her Balananda because that's her spiritual name. And anyway, there was 12 people, 12 or 15 at the end of this video. And out of all of those names, I only pick hers. And I find her on Facebook, and I type to her and I'm like, hey, I saw your video and I'm just really interested in like, what levitation and everything that comes with that is about. And, a week and a half or something, she reaches back out and she says, oh, hey, how did you learn about Swamiji? And, I'm just like, I don't even know who Swamiji is. I just want to learn how to
Yeah.
levitate. Right. And
Yeah.
so she was just like, well, look, we're having a retreat next weekend. How far are you from High Point? So I typed it in, and I was like really close. I was like an hour and maybe 15 minutes away. And now this is the thing, right? She could have been anywhere in the world. And out of any name, I could have picked up another one. But I only picked hers, and she was the closest one that would have ever been to me. And so I went to that weekend retreat only to find out that the same guy I was trying to find in the past life regression video was the same Swami that I would now call Swami G. That's my guru today. So it just followed sequence by sequence by sequence.
Nice story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so
Okay,
now
I yeah.
I'm just
Okay,
curious. I'm just
you can
curious.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can ask you, Blasian, real quick. So
Yeah, you can ask me.
yeah, like so. Okay, so your yoga teacher told you about or taught you a little bit about Hinduism, but
Yeah.
what made it like true for you? Like what made you say like? Because sometimes people just say, you know what, that sounds very interesting. It might even sound profound, but like they don't move towards it. So what made you say, okay, I'm going to move towards this?
Ooh, just okay. He he gone now, so he disappeared. The church teacher disappeared. He left. I don't know where he go, but what? That's so hard. Oh my god. Let me see.
It's all right. We can come back to
What?
it. I was just curious. I really want to know.
Mm, Because you can question, you get Hinduism, you get question it, like Christianity, you question it, you go to hell. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Division. Yeah. Hinduism, why I go to the church of Hinduism? It's like proof.
That's true.
They can tell me this and that. They can tell me without telling, oh, why you ask me this? You going to hell. They never do
Yeah. Okay, I can't argue with
that.
any of that. You're right. You're right about all
Yeah.
those things. Absolutely.
Okay, number two. As a black man on TikTok, how you figure race attack? That race be racist to your race because how you feel, you know,
Mm.
BBP racist to you on TikTok.
Um, like
How
anybody in
you feel?
particular?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But honestly, like I'll say this because I think it's important.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't going to understand it, but you get to a place with the Vita where you know that you exist beyond this body. Like I don't even really need this to exist. So if you know that you don't need this to exist, then you know this isn't you. Neti neti. You know this isn't you.
Yeah.
So if this isn't me, then that means that even though I look like this and I wake up to this every day, that this isn't really truly who I am. Who I am is just pure consciousness. So even if this body drops now and I reincarnate, I'll look completely different. Now, maybe some of
Yeah.
my karmic patterns could be the same. There could be some similar attributes, but the way I look won't be the same. It can be completely different. I could even be in a different gender or sex. I can be taller or shorter. I could be Asian. I could be white. I could be Indian. I could be so many different
Yeah.
things, right? Um,
Yeah.
I hope not, but I could be bald. So all these things
Yeah.
I could be, and but at the end of the day, it's just like clothes. You change them. So I don't have an identity or identity crisis. I'm very clear about myself that I'm a pure consciousness and that even though I'm black, like yes, I can acknowledge that about myself, but
Mm.
it's not a definite identity. It's a temporary identity. So the way I deal with the racism is that it doesn't hurt like when you're attached to the identity. So I hear it, it's like it goes in one ear but it comes out the other. I really don't have an internalizing mechanism when it comes to racism. It just kind of passes through. But yes, there are people. TikTok is a jungle. It can be at least. There's good sides of it. There's bad sides of it.
Yeah, it is. TikTok. Go for TikTok because
Yes, I
guys
will
watch the
say.
live stream. TikTok is
Well,
the
I was
live
gonna
stream
say
too.
one more
I'm
thing.
sorry.
The reason
Okay.
why TikTok is like that, the reason why it's almost like this jungle, is because in real life, people don't really get to express the way that they feel, whether that's
True.
love or whether that's hatred. So they use a platform where they have little repercussion for it.
Yeah.
Like if I said something really obscene, the most I get is banned or suspended.
Yeah.
So I can say whatever I want to a certain degree, but then I can just make a new account. So there's no accountability for
True.
saying something offside.
Yeah. Yeah, we get attacked on YouTube a lot for our race.
That is true.
We get attacked for being mixed race on YouTube.
Yeah, I remember. So long story short, I'm not gonna talk about this story too much. But when I was living in Japan, I dated this Blasian girl. Her name was Naomi.
Yeah,
She was absolutely gorgeous. And so she was telling me she was almost like not like an American. She was Americanized. She was more
yeah,
like anybody in Japan if you just kind of like pick them off at the street, like maybe not speak a lot of English, maybe be more accustomed to Japanese culture than American culture. And she
yeah,
was just like that because she lived most of her life off base, even though her dad was Black American. And so she would tell me that like when she was in school, people would pick on her because of her skin color and stuff like that. You know, it would be hard to live in a society where you're almost like literally a black sheep. There's not other Blasian
yeah,
kids going to the same schools. So I'm sure that that was one of the things that was kind of hard for her and other people who go through that in Asia because there's not many of you.
yeah. Blasian people, we Blasian is small population.
Yeah.
We are small amount.
Yes. My best friend and his sister, they're Blasians, and
Yeah,
our moms have been best friends. Well, technically, our parents have been best friends since before we were born, and so I've been close to people who were half and half for pretty much all my life, so I understand the complexities of that kind of relationship. I think sometimes we even think that being half black or half white is complicated, but sometimes even being half black and Asian or something else, it can be just
yeah,
as complicated, to be honest.
yeah. It's complicated.
Yeah.
My feelings over here are the Blasian feelings. They are not black enough to fit the black community because to the black community we act more Asian.
Yeah.
To the Asian community, we're not Asian enough to go into act too black for them.
Yes, and it's difficult,
Yeah, very difficult.
but you work through it. You start realizing who you
Yeah,
are, and
yeah.
you start just settling in.
Yeah, certainly. Here on YouTube, tell the Blasian, proud to be Blasian.
That's
Don't
right.
listen, don't listen to the hater.
That's
Talk
right.
about
Yeah.
Blasian celebrity, celebrity doing the whole part Asian.
Yes, absolutely. And like, yeah, people are gonna
Yeah,
hate, and it's just what it is. A lot of times, people just hate because they're jealous. So you got to look at it from
yeah,
that perspective too. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, there's times where, I mean, I mean, I don't know. People notice a lot of things we don't think that they do about us, and they. I don't want to say they're all envious, but there comes envy with people who give you a hard time about what they would want that you have.
yeah. Yeah, Irby say in moderation community in general can be this yeah. Oh yeah, Irby. Okay. Yeah, use the video, the TikTok moderation people makes people get attacked for moderation. We get attacked a lot. We get bullied. We get attacked. We have to learn how to fight for ourselves most of the time. Or you're a mixed person growing up in the hood. We have to fight for ourselves.
Yeah,
Our whole life, we have to fight, fight, fight.
yeah. It's a big problem. That's what happens when you have colonization.
Yeah,
Call that's the only reason for it. There's no other reason for it. There's no reason why people of the same, now we can look at it from a historical perspective. We can say, okay, there's one kingdom or one tribe, and we fight that because they're different. But where have you ever seen in history people fight themselves just based because of their skin color? There was never a colorism thing back in those days. Colorism was an idea that came about from the Portuguese. So it was a way to establish like a caste system or a hierarchy.
yeah,
Yeah. So when people talk about, the caste system when it comes to Hinduism, it was never us either, but it was something that was colonized and perverted, corrupted in order for there to
yeah.
be an unequal hierarchy.
Oh yeah, the caste system. I know you
Yeah.
talk
Yeah. I don't talk
about
about it
when
very
people.
often, but how it
Yeah,
relates is the same way that you have, you know, like I mean, even look at like gangs, Bloods and Crips. Like
yeah,
you both came from a disadvantaged household,
mhm,
right? You both go to the same exact schools. You have the same life. You just
yeah,
ended up living on another neighborhood. That's really all it's about. So this whole play on each other, and you really come from the same trenches or mud or however someone wants to think of it. You're really not that different after all. Politicians and the whole world, all the political leaders have always played on the fact of someone has it better than you, so you should be mad at that person, not knowing that we all struggle. It might be in different ways, but we're all in the same boat. But they've played on this idea of, no, like, you guys are all different. There is no uniqueness. And that sunk into people has definitely ruined the unity and the in the communities together.
yeah,
I mean, you can see it happening in real time now. It's the same with Israel and Gaza.
yeah.
And everybody knows
There is.
up until this point, I haven't even mentioned them, but this is a prime example. Now, yes, they're two different people, but technically, if you look at it, both ancestors came from the same place.
Yeah, the both were Jewish.
Yeah.
The Muslim.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but I will say that because one of Muslim attacked me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy
Exactly.
ass Muslim.
You're right. But you see how, like, the political structures. It's like, for example, when people in America, when they're voting Democrat or Republican, you know, oh, we don't want a Republican president. Well, why not? Because they don't do much for minorities.
Yeah,
Okay, or you get Democratic. You know, why don't you want to vote Democrat? Oh, because we don't want communism, right? But honestly, if you really think about it, both parties, if they work together, they could accomplish so much and actually fix the system that they mess up on purpose.
that's that's.
So it's
Uh,
this play on, um, not acknowledging each other's uniqueness and using that as an advantage, but using them as crutches.
Kirby say practice market are like games. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. And a lot of politics is trying to go backwards, but we're not going to let that happen. Paramashiva says no to that.
And we say, see, what is blue, what is red.
Yes. And if it has to happen, I promise you my passport does work.
the the more popular the bracket, we're fighting, really
Yes, absolutely.
fighting each other. Okay, so
What else you
what
got for
else?
me? I feel like people are
Okay,
going to
good
get a little
question.
bit more of me tonight than they usually do on the lives because this is so private. Like, there's nobody to interrupt.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nobody to interrupt this.
it's good. Building. I enjoyed the last three. Ah! I enjoyed the last three. Let me join.
Yeah, like I literally got banned this morning just because I told a guy he was too much for me because I was half asleep. Like TikTok is
Oh
crazy, man.
wow. Twitter is crazy. Did we ban you because you told the guy you tired?
Yeah, I literally said that. You can ask Baba Jinzo. He's probably in here. You can ask Baba because he was awake and he was asking me what I was doing up. And anyway, the guy came in. I said I'm not even bothering with it. When I got banned, I said it's okay. Paramashiva will handle it. Only Paramashivoham. I said when I wake up, I'll be back on live. And exactly that. I was back on live.
Okay, good. Good because it's so Twitter is Twitter is ban everyone.
Man, they don't play, dude.
They don't play. I thought YouTube the worst because my video always get copyright.
Yeah, yeah, they love doing that to
It,
Hindus. Everybody else gets a free pass, or what is it called, a hall pass, or whatever you call it, a free ticket ride.
yeah,
Everybody else does.
yeah, because the video I talk about Hinduism is real, is science. The
Yeah,
YouTube copyright the video. They copyright the video. So what the fuck?
I
How
don't
this
get it.
video get copyright?
I hate how
Hey, but
I hate how you can't use certain sounds because that's copyright. Like how it's
yeah,
on the platform. So how is it copyright if I use it from the platform?
exactly. What else? I mean,
Like I
YouTube
could
delete.
understand if like YouTube wouldn't how like if I download like a TikTok, how it has the brand, right? It'll have the TikTok on the
Yeah,
sides, right? I could
yeah.
understand if YouTube said you can't post that because it has the TikTok tabs. I could see that. But if it comes from your platform, then how's that copyright?
Exactly. And what else? In YouTube, I remember I post my community tab
Mm.
where I chat the question about call a religion demonic. I tag the Christians, then Tita say, Tita delete the community tab where I post
Mm.
because Christian came in, think it's funny. I tag Hinduism. I tag them back. They get the feeling. The feeling was hurt.
That's true.
Then my community tab get deleted. I said, this shit's so damn hypocritical. So
It
if we get the
is.
Christians, I tag the other religions, but we fight back,
We fight
I'll
it all the
shake and take
time.
it down.
We fight it all the time. I'll tell you something. It was last year, had to be around March or April. And I told this dude who was like, yoga's demonic. Stay away from it. That is from the devil. It is a serpent. I'm like, you idiot. What's the snakes around the red cross symbol? Like, people have
Yeah.
no common sense. For what in science and medicine would there be a need to have a pole and then two snakes coiled around the pole? In what medicine and science Where do we use any of that? We don't. But it's
Yeah.
it's it's signifying something. What is it signifying? Kundalini.
Yeah.
Because the energy of the snake cold has to come up to Saraswara chakra. So if that's the case, how is it demonic? Even science uses it. I'm sure he has a physician. I'm sure he gets checkups. I'm sure,
Who
excuse my
said
language,
it's
his dumbass got the vaccine. So
yeah.
if he had to do all that stuff, how are you going to call yoga demonic? Yoga itself comes from the word yug, which means unite. And
Yeah.
so yoga means unity. And so how is it that demonic? People don't even read. Like,
Exactly.
it's crazy, man. They just heard, and you know what's crazy about that? How are you going to say that it's demonic, but so many Christians try to steal yoga itself and say Jesus
They
started?
do. They do. They remix stuff. They remix my name. They
Right,
say Christian yoga.
right. So how are you going to say
Uh,
yoga's demonic? But anyway, I was not nice. I was not a happy Hindu that day.
yeah.
I literally told him off. Literally, not even an hour later, the TikTok that you have posted does not follow our community guidelines. Like what? But this dude can talk all the shit he wants about Hinduism and say it's
Yeah.
demonic, but they believe
Yeah.
in bread being flesh and wine being blood, and they believe in human sacrificing.
Exactly. See, social media have their favorites. They have their favorite.
Yeah. So
They
yeah,
have
dude,
their favorite.
it got me lit.
It's I'm glad because it was me to do my shit. I'm gonna call them out over social media very soon. I will call them out.
Well, did you end up appealing it? The the post that got taken off?
The post get deleted. The post get taken off. If I
Okay.
post again, it's taken off.
So okay, because
So
I'm
yeah, I still talk my shit,
mhm.
but this good due to the delete my shit. I called them out. I
Yeah.
I exposed them. I exposed the email they sent me. I exposed them. I added YouTube.
Well, I know that YouTube it has its sensory sensitivities too, but it's not as bad as TikTok. I feel like
Yeah,
if YouTube took something off, it possibly could be for a good reason. Possibly is the keyword. But
you say something? I think sound cut off.
oh, I was just saying, I think possibly, like, if YouTube takes it off, the keyword is possibly, it probably needed to be off. But I think it has better sensitivities than TikTok does.
True, because TikTok, YouTube, well, YouTube, it's not that word. They TikTok, TikTok will
Yes, absolutely.
delete that shit because well, I remember I posted TikTok video
That's right.
talking shit somebody because somebody I don't want to say their name. Someone attacked me, attacked my shit on TikTok. I didn't share no everybody. I shared to close friend who follow me.
Mm.
TikTok, delete that shit.
It never
They
fails,
delete that
man.
shit.
It's always
Yeah.
going to be somebody who just doesn't maybe don't like the likes you got or the follows you got. They don't like something, and they're gonna just find something to. People are crazy, man. People are really mentally ill out
Pe-
here.
People had people try to stalk me on Facebook on internet. Had people stalk me on Facebook on internet. I will report to YouTube. YouTube those shit. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can complain to YouTube. YouTube don't do shit. So
YouTube is a lot better, I think.
it's better. But YouTube, you get doxxed on YouTube. You get stalked on YouTube.
That's true.
YouTube don't care a fuck. YouTube doesn't care a fuck. It doesn't. That's why people left YouTube because YouTube doesn't care a fuck.
Yeah,
What else
but
about YouTube? It's a lot.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I thought about posting some of my videos and stuff on here because someone gave me a good idea. I think it was Lion that comes into the lives. He's part of the community, and so I was like, okay, maybe this could be a good thing. So,
Yeah, you should make a YouTube videos. Go live.
well, it would definitely be on this account because
Yeah.
so the name Blissful Awakening, I came up with that back in 2017. And back then in those days, there wasn't a great platform like TikTok. I just had to use Facebook. And I just like, I'd spend most of my day just typing away, talking to people. Hey, you want to do a meditation session with me? Hey, do you want to do a meditation session with me? And that's what I would do every day until I had people to do meditation sessions with. Then I came across, oh, yeah, there's these spiritual groups. Let me go to that. So then I would make posts and tell people, yeah, my meditations are like that, and they're probably the best ones you're gonna have. Because like if you don't
Yeah.
talk like that, no one's gonna believe you or take you seriously. So I would literally just be like, hey, like my meditations, they're gonna give you this experience. Like you're gonna feel so refreshed. You're gonna, like it's hard to exactly know what somebody wants to experience. So if you kind of give them
Yeah.
something they can at least understand and something that most people would say that they would want. I think most people would say, yeah, I would want more peace. I would want more quietness in the mind. I would want more tranquility. Like people would say that. I would want
Yeah.
to relax within myself in my mind. People want those things. So, just kind of like putting posts up like that and people respond. Then I would say, okay, well, I did the meditation session with you. Can you at least either write a post about your experience or something?
Yeah.
And I found a lot of those posts from all those years ago and I posted them on my TikTok. And part of me just was
Yeah.
like, you know, where are those people now? What are they doing? But another part of me
Yeah.
was thinking, it's crazy how sometimes when you think about something and if you want it bad enough and your intensity is there, that it will just manifest. And what I wanted to manifest at that time before I even started going on Facebook and going into the spiritual groups and stuff, I just wanted to help people. I just wanted people to meditate with me. But I wasn't around spiritual people, so it was
Yeah.
like,
Me too. Me too.
yeah.
I was at school, had my friend meditation because he always get upset. My friend said, no, no, no. I know I'm meditation. Ah, what you doing? Why you helping me meditation?
Oh man. One thing I hate? I would hate when I'm like in public, right? Like maybe I'm waiting for
Yeah,
my car to get it, like they're doing an oil change or something, or
yeah,
they're like rotating my tires or something like that. And I'm just sitting, I just have my eyes closed, I'm just blissful, I'm just chilling. Just like this. And then somebody's like, wake up. I'm like, bro, like what what are you doing, bro? Like I'm relaxed, I'm chilling. Why are you worried about what I'm doing? My car's still in
they
the
they
shop.
have it they have it to me. I was meditation uh, and the school. I was meditation. Some people had to, hey, doctor, you said a lot. Hey, hey.
It's the weirdest thing. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you so concerned with me being in bliss state? Because like, if that was, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's I've come to realize with some people, they can't stand to have other people relax.
Yeah.
Like,
They
seriously.
they want us to see what they feel. They want to see uh they want to see us be angry
Yeah,
most of the time.
I can't relax. I can't even relax here at the car dealership waiting for my car to be out the shop, so you can't relax. So that's how it is.
Yeah, people. Yep, yeah. They will say, "What are you doing? Let me whip him out real
Bro,
quick."
that would really piss me off if I just heard
Me
like
too.
like it better be good.
Me
You better
too.
give me some, whatever it is.
Me too. Well, I was yeah. We might have my friend meditation. They said, "I don't want to meet you, God." I said, "What? Who tell you about meditation to meet other religion God? Meditation has to help you calm down. Why you say you get angry and you calm down?
Hmm.
I'm helping you. I help you to meditation. But you tell me, I don't want to see you, God. Why we pray to you, God? Because we not praying, no God.
Yeah. So so you're saying there is no God?
Yeah, it's no God.
Yeah. People don't understand that you don't need a creator to explain anything.
Yeah,
In fact, it's just intelligence, really. That consciousness, that super consciousness that we call, there's a line from the Brahma Samhita that I'm learning.
yeah,
And the first what I love about Hinduism is the way that they can just cognize the qualities of Krishna, for example, Bhagwan.
yeah,
Like it opens up saying Ishura Parama Krishna Satchananda Grigaha. And then it just keeps going and it
yeah,
talks, it's just like Anadir Adir Govinda, and then Sarva Karana Karanam.
yeah,
And it's just beautifully just, even someone who says, you know what, I don't believe Krishna is God. To be honest, I don't even care about that. What I care
yeah,
about is how beautifully they can just describe him and see him that way.
yeah,
It's like almost, we know that our parents aren't perfect, but the way when we're children, we look up to them.
yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah,
Like, imagine being an adult and still having someone to look up to.
yeah. Or I still give some money. I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
some money. Um,
You
I'm
better call on
broke.
Lakshmi.
Yeah, but last minute work. I
Hey,
wish I to pray for her.
that Christian guy did it that came into my life. He did it. He was like, man, I got to tell you about my experience. I'm like, why you got it? Because he said he was Christian. That's what he opened up with. I was like, why you gotta tell me about your experience? And he was like, because I gotta tell you about my experience with Hindu. That's how he talked. I'm not making fun of him. This is really how he talked. And I was
I was
like,
the last week.
right. And so I was like, okay. I was like, I'm listening because you got my attention now because of the way he's talked. And and he was like, yeah, so you know Ganesha, right? I was like, oh, you mean Ganesha? He was like, yeah, 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 Ganesha. I was like, yeah, I know Ganesha. I was like, oh yeah, I was going along with it. I like how confident he was. You know Ganesha. Yeah, I know Ganesha. And so he was like, you know, Malakshmi. I was like, oh yeah, Lakshmi. Yeah, I know Lakshmi. She was like, yeah, Lakshmi. She she really helped me. I was broke, and I thought that Hindu was fake, and I was like, yeah, okay. And he was like, but I tapped into it, and he said, I kid you not. He said, I kid you not. I'd be lying if I said I had some money. He said I was broke. And anyway, Lakshmi blessed him with some wealth. And I was just I had to bow my head because man, there's been
Good
times in
for
my life
him.
too where you got moths flying out of the wallet and stuff, you know?
Good for him. I need work with her. What Lakshmi?
Yeah.
Lakshmi, where you at, girl? Let me help you
That's
get some
right.
money.
That's right. I'm gonna give you a mantra. I'll say a mantra for you that will help you create wealth.
Okay.
And when it happens, you have to come back to me and talk about your testimony, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you gotta close your eyes. All right, I'm gonna start with the Sadguru Vandalam first, and then I'll go into the mantra. So keep your eyes closed,
Okay.
and I'll end with the Purna mantra, so you'll know exactly how it's going. Okay. Now, when you're open your eyes real quick, what I want you to do is you're gonna
Yes.
take your hands like this. You're gonna tap on your head as I'm doing the Sadguru Vandalam, and as I'm
Okay.
doing the Swarna Krishna Bhairava mantra. When I get to the Purna mantra, you're gonna hold your hands like this.
Wait, first, put my face like this. I do like,
Yeah. So
which one do?
you're gonna go like this.
Okay.
You're gonna hit the temples, and then when I get to the Purna mantra, fold your hands like you're praying.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna start. So close your eyes. Om Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalanyana Dandvatitam Garanashadusham Tatvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sabadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhabatitam Chaganadaritam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om Shri Ring Krim Om Namo Bhagate Swarna Krishna Bhairavaya Pranata Abhishta Pranipudinaya Eyehi Korinari Demakyam Hiranyam Dapaya Dapaya Shri Ring Krim Swaha Om Shri Swarna Krishna Bhairavaya Swaha Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purname Bhavashishate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sakuru Paraka Paramastu Om Nityanandam. And you can open your eyes when you're ready.
Hmm. Open my eyes.
Oh man, that was such high
Oh,
energy right then.
yeah. I only see the square, the blue square. What it is, the blue. What is me, the square?
That's the square might be from the screen when you close your eyes. It
Okay.
could be the screen, like you know how like because of the light.
Yeah.
So the phone or the computer that you're looking through is a solid object. Light doesn't go through it.
Okay.
So when you close your eyes, it outlines what the light doesn't go through.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay. Now I get it now. Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Man, but that was such high energy. I hope you felt that, but it will manifest. We call it sankalpa. So the sankalpa is like it's like your intention that you want to create and make it into reality.
Okay. Okay. Oh, remember the Christian guy, the Christian one, the white, the dude from Australia? He says like Macaulay his dream.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a very when he spoke about that, I was like, wow, you're so blessed, man. Like to imagine that you had a dream. And now he said that that was like 10, 12 years ago, but he still remembered it like it was like yesterday. I just I just almost if he was in front of me, I would have fell to his feet, to be honest. To have
That's
a
so crazy.
experience that deep.
That's so crazy because most people have dreams that we got. This dream is.
Yeah, and
That's
especially
so
after like
crazy.
10, 12 years, you would have thought like, oh man, like not because it's not important, but just because over time
Yeah,
that's how the memory is. But he spoke about it like it happened literally like last night. It was amazing. It was phenomenal. I've never if there was ever a dream I thought wasn't real, it wouldn't have been that one. That one was absolutely truth. I knew it was true as soon as he was speaking about it.
how you describe her. That's all it is real.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What I love
How
about
this?
Ma is that you'll notice there was some guy who tried to ask me about one story about like someone connected with Macaulay and he like offed his family. I was thinking this story probably isn't true. But I'm not gonna tell him that. I'm just gonna just listen as if I really care. But because if you look at anybody who's had like Vince, that's in the community, Vince York, he's had experiences with Macaulay. Nobody ever says that they're frightened by Ma. Nobody ever says anything negative. They say like you feel like this love, this motherly essence from her. And so we know for a fact that that story is probably false. You know, nobody has
Yeah.
done something because of Macaulay.
I don't know. People used to say that. The people used to say, "Oh, it's not Macaulay." There's always say the Google of Macaulay. There's a
Yeah.
figure that Google of Macaulay. They see all black skin, all
Yes.
black, the tongue open. They go
Yes.
there. Oh, that is demonic.
No,
Why
she's so
she look
beautiful.
like that?
Yeah, she is
She
so
is.
beautiful. I think she's I think she's the most beautiful Davy. Absolutely. But one thing,
This,
when I was traveling, we were doing a yugya, the fire ritual for Makali. And I was just like, I don't remember what we saying, oh Makali or something like that. Oh Makali. And oh, I'm not wearing it right now, but I had the japa and I was just moving with the beads. Gotta move it like that. I was just moving with the beads. And the 60th or 70th time, I just heard like this big like crash of thunder. It's just like I was like, dang. I was like, it's about to rain. But I didn't want to break my ajapa because I need to get to 108. So I wasn't trying to break it.
yeah,
So I was still concentrated and focused on the whole yagya still. And I swear, man, by the time I ended it, the whole japa and the chanting, I looked into the sky. The sky was completely clear, and it was loud, but it sounded like it was at a distance. So I looked
yeah.
out, not just up into the night sky, but I looked out. There was still no clouds. So
Wow.
I'm like, that was wild. So then I asked around. I was like, "Did y'all hear that?" And then they're like, "No." But I know, I like, thunder when you hear it.
Yeah,
So anyway, I know that Macaulay at that moment, she actually came into the fire as we were doing the yagya, the fire ritual. And see, like my guru says that the fire itself is a purifier, but not only that, but it's the bridge between the physical and spiritual world because fire isn't form or formless. It's a formless form. So it's a bridge to seal the gap.
yeah. Love for Macaulay. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
I was planning to work with her. She's my favorite.
Yes.
You know, but like you go to like Caribbean island like Jamaica, Trinidad,
Yeah, the Caribbean. Yeah, they're big on
Caribbean.
they're big on the Karupas, and they're big on the just the Tamil South Indian like culture, and I
Yeah.
love that. That's why I want to go so badly.
We used to visit because Rastafari has the Hindu influence,
Yeah,
the dreadlock,
yeah. Well, that's why I got the
weed.
Shiva Jettas.
I used to visit Jamaica. Jamaica's very beautiful. You should
Yeah,
visit Caribbean
I want to
islands.
go. I'll go one day for sure because I got to try those other mangoes. They got like 20 different mangoes, so I got to go there and try it all. But uh, but other than to go for the mangoes, I was gonna say something about Makali, which
Yeah.
was I can't even remember now, but it was something about like I think we were talking about like the like I guess how people practice or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I feel connected to I remember it. It's connection. I feel connected to so many different mortals and deities, but some people will say, don't work with Makali, it's too strong, it's too powerful, it's this and that. I'll explain exactly what I think and probably what it actually is. Not that the energy is too strong. What happens is there's certain there's certain things about us, whether it's behavior, whether it's patterns, whether it's mental patterns, it's some type of pattern that we have that we are either unconscious of or we're aware of, but we don't really
Yeah.
have a desire to change it. A lot of time this is revolved around the idea around powerlessness. This powerlessness, the deity, the morty, or however we want to call it, does not like that, nor does the universe. So this energy might be very intense because it's striking that powerlessness. But people don't think of it like this. People who are very whole and complete within themselves, they don't usually have these issues. It's the people who kind of are struggling at some point in their life with authenticity. And it might be something very little that they might not even understand. But that's typically where it's from because I'll be honest, I've never had a I could listen to Karupa Sami every night. I don't care. I'll feel very high energy. I want to start fires everywhere. I want to pull out a cigar somewhere, you know, because that's that energy. So I think maybe we have to maybe be mindful or at least have a conscious or awareness about what we invoke. But for the most
Yeah.
part, we have to make sure that we're doing an amount of completion in order to accept that energy. And maybe some things don't need to really be invoked. Like I heard people say, don't invoke Narashimha. But
They
that
say
makes me want
that?
to.
Wow.
But that makes me
Yeah.
want to though. Because I'm like, well, it could be bad. Because I'm sure like there's a place for it. There's a place for all the energies. It's just how do you relate with it and also how do you understand it? If you like, for example, Makali, she has a machete, one hand with a bowl of blood and one other hand has a head. Like,
Yeah.
right? But how many people will say she's so loving and she's this and she's that? But then they'll say, but yeah, but don't connect with her, right? So it depends on what we're
Oh
talking
yeah.
about. Right. So it just kind of depends.
Mm. Yeah. I was working. I plan to work with Macaulay and Loshuva. I plan to
Yes.
work with
Now,
him.
it's
I
kind of
don't know how
strange.
to work. Yeah.
Well, what you do is if you want to work with the energy, first feel the connection.
Huh?
I think that's another thing where people go wrong. You don't connect with things. It's almost like I think it was Oprah Winfrey that had this saying. or maybe it was Maya Angelou. I can't remember. But a real friend is the friend that walks with you to the bus stop when the car breaks down, or when the limousine breaks down. Because a real friend doesn't care about your materialistic stuff. They care about you getting home safe. And if that means that I got to walk too, then we're walking together. I'm not going to hitch a ride with someone else just so you can, be alone and abandon you. So, with that being said, that's kind of how the energy needs to be handled as well, with the love and compassion that, hey, this energy is very powerful, but if I invoke it within me and I realize that me and that is the same, like to I'm willing to at least settle and preserve this energy within myself. You have to walk to the bus stop with it. You have to do that because we invoked it.
Yeah.
So it's only fair, it's only right if we actually see it through. That's one
Yeah.
thing people don't understand about manifestation. Whatever you manifest, you have to see it through completely. Even if your aspirations and ambitions have changed, you can want to manifest something else, but even if what you manifest previously manifests and it happens, you have to enjoy that until the new thing manifests.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good. Good question. Good answer. I'm still new. I'm still new in Hinduism. I'm still new. I'm still
ah,
learning.
ah. So yeah, so some of these things they'll start sinking in over time,
Okay.
but that's how you want to look at everything.
Yeah. I'm so sad I should tell you that I'm still new.
No, it's not you. It's
I'm
not you at all. Now I can see the
okay.
comments though.
Can you see the comments? Okay.
Now I can. Oh, Ma, she said
I
that she
used
used
to
to
be
be
scared.
scared of my color. That's hilarious. It was a test for you. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What else? Christian about that. Oh, how you feel about? I I was on Twitter. It shared that the Christian attack the Hindu people. The attack ruling the Hindu temples. It shared that it put the word from the Bible quit the bomb that attacked the place. How you feel about that?
I think this is what people have always done,
Yeah.
and we've allowed it to happen because in the name of being a himsa, I think that I think that we have to look at things from different angles. Like if you guys notice me in my lives, even if I say the same things, you notice that the approach could be different.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might talk to someone scientifically, sometimes I might talk to somebody philosophically, sometimes I might talk to them from a theological perspective. But at the end of the day, the same message is getting across. So we have to do a better job of trying to understand other people's dharma.
Yeah.
I'll answer
What?
that in a second. That's a really good question. But that's actually a start. Understanding people's dharma. First, understand what your dharma is, but then
Yeah.
understand other people's dharma. That was the fall for Hinduism, was not understanding the enemy. And they're
Facts.
not enemies because we made them enemies. They were enemies because they're trying to destroy the conscious enlightenment
Mm.
producing ecosystem. Like the Varna caste system before the West corrupted it wasn't a bad system. And every kingdom, monarchy, civilization had somewhat of a caste system. We can see this with the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
Everybody had an established hierarchy. But what made the Indian one different was it wasn't built on a political gain or strategy or vested interest. It was built on intelligence. Who's more likely and who's more adequate or capable or competent to do the job,
Yeah.
but we're all working together. That was the conscious enlightenment structure that made that ecosystem thrive. But that was destroyed by people who were like, you know what? We don't really care about it. You have a lot of wealth here, and we want that. So we have to sabotage your system. That was what it was all about. Now, what would be the best advice give somebody who wants to get into Hinduism? So the best advice would be, so there's a girl named Amber that was trying to get a book, and she asked me, should I get this book? And I said, well, yeah, you should get the book, but because you're new to Hinduism, if you need someone to ask
Yeah.
questions to, you can just ask me. And she was like,
Okay.
okay. And so she started to read this book, and she was getting some insights, but she was still kind of not sure about some of the terminologies, the words, and stuff like that. So she would ask me, and then we would work on it, and I would help her with the words and how they and what they meant in what context and stuff like that. Because it was a pretty sophisticated book, at least for someone who doesn't really know anything yet. So what
Yeah.
I told her to do was do what I did, which was start with Buddhism and then go into Hinduism. Because what's going to happen is your intellect is going to have a ignition. That ignition is going to open up so many other dimensions that is going to lead you into Hinduism. But you need a basis. Buddhism is a great basis for Hinduism because there's nothing else but just practicality and reality. It's not talking about really the universe or God or anything like that. It's very practical. It's just talking about your existence. But once you have that fundamental understanding, when it comes to the greater truths like Advaita, um, the things that you'll learn in the Upanishads like Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, self, conscious self,
Yeah.
world, God, or what we would call the Deva, it'll give you those additional advancements, and I guess you could call it an extracurricular activity because it's really just schools of thought, really. So you get extra credit just
Yeah.
for going into Hinduism after. You get extra credit that probably never ends because I mean all the books that we have. But the point is that you'll have so many
Yeah.
other schools of thought for you to study, but you need a foundation.
Yeah.
It's like when we were in school, we had to learn addition in order to learn subtraction, then multiplication, then division. A lot of you guys that are very, very new, you want to just jump into Hinduism. I promise you, you will have a culture shock because there's going to be concepts that haven't been deconstructed. So that's like
Yeah.
going from addition to long division. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember long division. I don't remember that. But it's complicated. It's too
Yeah.
complicated for someone who just knows how to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So don't make it impossible. Just start with Buddhism. I promise you, Buddhism and Hinduism really aren't that much different. But what Buddhism will give you, it'll give you a good forefront. It gives you a good equal level for you to understand it, and then go into the deeper truths. Honestly, if you were to just study Hinduism, where are you going to start?
Yeah.
Where are you going to start? Because there's nowhere to start. you really do need a roadmap, because without a guru, I would say if you were going to just jump into Hinduism, the first thing I would say, if you don't want to learn Buddhism, I'd say you just need a guru. But if you don't have a
Yeah,
guru, it's hard. I promise you, it's hard. You won't really
it's
get anywhere. Like most of my life, where I didn't have Swamiji, I was just walking in the dark. It might sound, when I told the story, like I had things figured out. I did not. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing random stuff. But when I had a guru, everything changed. And now I know why I do this and why I do that, and how do I do this, and what's this concept about? What's that concept about? Here's a satsang. He goes into a deeper level on it. So yeah, get a guru. If you're gonna go start Hinduism, you have to have a guru.
in Google. Yeah.
Google too. But then what are you Googling?
Oh, I think that. Well, okay, well, so he do himself a Google. So how
Right,
he do it?
right. You're
I
gonna
just Google it.
learning about Hinduism 101. First thing, life is karma. Karma means action. It starts off real slow like that. It'll bore you. If you do
Yeah.
it that way, I promise it'll bore you. It won't be interesting. What makes life sweet and interesting is having a guru, or having a community, or coming to things like this. This is honestly, if you don't have a guru, like things like this is great, because you get to hear someone speak about it from a lens of, maybe it's like their experience, or maybe it's just something they're very well versed in. I think there's some good guys on TikTok that, like, they're just very knowledgeable in their subject, so I listen to them. But, you know, at the end of the day, I do have my own guru. But you can always find another way of someone saying it that makes sense to you.
I'm still looking for you, Google, but
You're not gonna let up
I
on
don't know
that
if to
Google.
pay
We're gonna make
you
a
Yogi,
we're
Google. I need to.
we're gonna make like
I
a
don't know how
Hindu
much
search
money
engine.
for type. Oh, Hinduism. A large thing of pop up.
We're gonna call it like Vidya.com or something like that. It's just gonna be a Hindu search engine.
Oh, good question. Good question. I have a good question.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Hmm. Okay, I was on internet. The white people that say they bring Hinduism, Buddhism, Shintoism. What you thought about that?
Who did that?
That's the still culture. They say the white people build Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism.
Why did they bring it?
So that's it. White people build it.
Build it. Well, like, why did it happen?
No, no, the white people say they build it. Like bring the Aryan theory. They say the white people
Oh, white people.
bring, yeah, white people bring Hinduism to India.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying, why do white people say that they brought that to India?
No, no, what do you think about it? I was on YouTube.
Okay. Okay,
I was
so
on YouTube.
yeah.
The Aryan Javin there pop up. That's in the alien slash, white people because
Mm-hmm. Oh,
they went
so
to India. Yeah,
okay, so they brought it.
this,
They're saying why did they say they brought it instead of the people actually
yeah,
doing it themselves? Um,
yeah.
yeah, I just needed some context. The reason is because we've been indoctrinated to believe that ancient civilizations are primitive, and that they're uncivilized, and they can't do anything. That they're almost as bad as apes, pretty much. That's basically how historians and history teachers have made it sound.
Yeah.
They've never made them
I,
sound sophisticated or
yeah.
intelligent or civilized.
I was
So,
dragged in the comments. I was cussing out the bitch deleting my comments.
right?
I was dragging her in my comments. I said, bitch, how your college teacher said all this stuff?
Well, it's not their fault. They are taught the same um, trash that they teach us. So the trash that we learned was the trash that they learned from another person who taught them trash because they were trash. And so because they want to lie to hide the truth, because okay, think about it like this, right? How can we have white superiority in the world, right? Because they took over everything. They colonized
It
every
is.
almost every place on the planet
Yeah.
at some point in time, right? How can we use white superiority when there was civilizations more sophisticated? That doesn't sound right. So all the scientific evidence would have pointed back to India about all the actual discoveries, like with chemistry, physics, and
Yeah.
architecture, metallurgy, and all that stuff. But where would have been the European peace prizes then if all of that was already discovered and known about? They never would have made fame.
Yeah.
Basically, Europeans have only built their civilizations off the backs of other people and stolen their hard earned work.
Yeah. They did it.
Like I
I was
couldn't
like,
help I couldn't
yeah.
help when I went to UK that all this all these beautiful buildings and everything is really just from colonizing and stealing from other people.
Yeah. I was at TikTok. It was the Indian guy with the museum in the UK. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff was stole from the other countries.
Right.
They were still from China. They're still from India. They're still from the other
Yep.
state, other country. They got like Iraq.
Yep.
They steal it. The Chinese government. My friend texts me. That Chinese government what is shit bag. I was like, oh,
Yep.
they have registered it. They need a shit bag. What if I could take it? Put in
And
a museum.
the British really weren't like that. Like they're the smallest island. They're about the smallest island in the world. Do you know that it's only bigger than Virginia by 10,000 square miles? That's it.
Wow.
That's it. That's as big as UK and at the time Great Britain, but they really weren't like that. The people who lived in the lands that they took over, they could have rebelled and beat them. But if you look
Yeah.
at like the Zulu, for example, of South Africa, they spared them. And even
They
after they
did.
spared them, they still came with more numbers, more guns, because the Zulu was kicking their, you know what. And
Yeah.
you should watch the movie. There's like a 1960s movie that I really enjoy. It's basically the Zulus just hammering the British. And it's really good film because I mean, especially at a time like that in the 1960s, you still have like black people who are like, still the help and stuff like that in movies. So to see a film where you have like these African tribes that are like prestige warriors, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's just stolen, but it's just it's the reason why the history is distorted that way is to
Yeah.
is to make it seem like, for example, um, Columbus wasn't the first person to come to America, but we still say that
Yeah.
because if we say there was somebody else, check this out. This is how English tells on people. Columbus is the first person to discover America. Why do you have to say that?
He, they know. He not the first one.
Like, think about that. If you if you're the first, if you're the first to discover America, I don't need to say that.
Yeah,
You'll just say I discovered America,
yeah.
right? You wouldn't say I'm the first, because that I know it. I know in the English language, it's like, well, first means that there's no one before you. So I get that, but this is kind of like the trick. The first is to emphasize that. It's to give more
Mm-hmm.
emphasis to the discovery, to make it sound like it's more believable. But we don't believe it because we knew that there was Native Americans here.
Yeah.
So it was really to get people convinced, because otherwise you would just say I discovered America. I'll give you an example. If
Mm-hmm.
we had a rishi that made the Upanishad, do you think that we would say, well, he was the first rishi to write the Upanishad, or he's the rishi that wrote the Upanishad?
You can say again? Say again.
Right, because it tricks you. Let's
Yeah,
listen to the words, right? The rishis was the people who interpret the universe and wrote it in the Upanishad, one of the source books in Hinduism. So I'm asking you, would you say that it sounds right if I said this is the first rishi to write the Upanishad, or would it sound right to say this rishi wrote the Upanishad?
that's second one. This wishy
The
world.
second one, because I
Yeah,
don't need to say first. By me doing it and no one else has, already declares I'm first.
yeah,
But this is how just language plays tricks on us. This is why, like, a lot of people are unaware of what happens, and it's little tricks like that that makes the history completely distorted, because by ear you don't hear it, but if you start breaking it down, you start realizing, like, oh no, this doesn't make sense. So anyway,
yeah,
and then the other part is like, well, why do they say aliens did it? I'll be honest, I never really considered it before, but I think that it is uh, more likely than not that aliens did assist us in our evolution, and
yeah,
also in our journey as enlightened ecosystems and civilizations. Because other than that, like, we just couldn't have done it alone. There's too much evidences that they existed and that they assisted us.
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, a good one.
What's that?
Me and my friend go back and forth. My friend get mad because a science copy Hinduism, which is true.
Oh, science copied Hinduism? Absolutely, it did.
Yeah, yeah, my friend get upset. Say, that did not copy. Ah, did not
They
copy.
they say that because they never looked into it.
Yeah,
Like, it's kind
they
of
never
sad.
go to it. Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
They
We
don't know.
can't convince people. We just gotta let them be dumb.
Yeah, he bring up high school. Say, oh, high school. They say that. I said, bitch, we're not in high school anymore. Why are you go back to high school?
Exactly. But people have a hard time growing up, and people will literally disqualify an idea just because it's new to them.
Yeah,
Like, Osho said that the greatest courage is being able to change your mind or your thinking. And it's true.
yeah,
Because if you're not willing to change your perceptions about reality, you will always be enslaved to it.
yeah.
So that's just the will of karma, really.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, go on. Okay, go on.
Oh, that's all I got
People
to say about
say,
that.
okay. People say, oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, we did. People say, oh, what? People say Hindu studies, Hinduism have caste system. They talk about the dark skin Indian, the low caste, the light skin is upper
Yeah,
caste.
yeah. What about that?
People say Hinduism start that. I said, it's not, it's not.
No, Hinduism didn't start that.
No,
That
no,
was
it didn't.
colonizing.
Yeah, because it came to
Colonizing stuff.
India. They see the dark skin Indian was both them convert
Honestly, honestly,
both.
it's the Abrahamic ideology that started it, really.
Yeah,
Because otherwise,
it is
what would make you what would had made people come up with that idea?
to convert them to.
Because if you think about it, it was places that was majority Abrahamic. It didn't come from
Yeah,
indigenous cultures. Indigenous cultures learned how to live amongst each other, and not only that, but the land itself. So this colorism and stuff that we see is really just based in just another system of hierarchy
yeah,
and separation.
yeah, yeah. Because when the Christianity in Israel were not exist, they mostly were. So I text my husband in Christian like the old you like go to the ancient times. Most of the word is pagans, passive unbelief. Europeans were pagans.
So the indigenous people of Europe were pagans. And I know
Yeah,
sometimes they consider Hindus pagans, but we're not. I think that
no,
that
we
would
not, we not.
right. I think that that would rob from the European pagans too much. I think we have similar ideologies, and I would say
Yeah,
that the Eastern pagans is the equivalent of indigenous traditions. So when I say uniting dharmic traditions and also the indigenous traditions, that would
yeah,
include the Celtics, the Germanic, the Icelandic, the Scandinavian,
yeah.
all of them. Yeah,
Oh yeah, true.
yeah. To reclaim what's been stolen. Because not only did they steal from us, they stole from them too.
Yeah, that's that's still there.
Yep.
Christianity, Islam copy. This copy.
Yep.
I
Copy
saw the
everything.
video. Yeah, I saw your video about Islam.
Oh, which one?
Islam
The one with
copy.
the Muslim with the mathematician?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
This
funny.
shit. That's fun. This shit
Down to a
copycat.
T. And still to this day, Muslims will think that they one up the whole world by coming up with zero, no, not knowing that it came from India and not knowing that it even came from a Hindu, let alone that. Like they don't
Yeah,
read.
they go read. Either go to that per Islamic days. What the Mughal? This about the Loshuva, the statue. What is it? What they talk about?
The Kaaba.
Yeah, Kaaba. There's a Loshuva.
Oh yeah, that it was a
Let's.
Shiva Linga. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that it possibly could be a form of linga because there's so many different structures and stuff like that on the planet. I don't believe that the Shiva Linga itself was created. I think that that is literally a nature made structure. I don't think that I know human beings are capable of making it, but I think the first one was not made by a person.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, if we could call it a first one, because if you look at the histories of the linga, like they weren't just made for no reason. Like even if we would say, well, they're
Yeah.
worshiping it or they're venerating it, there was a deeper meaning behind it because there was just so many. There's one where there's literally a whole walkway that's just nothing but lingas in the ground, like about this deep, and
Yeah.
it looks like stepping stones, but they're all lingas.
Oh, I should do deeper shit. That should
Yeah, it's
be
impressive. It's impressive.
pretty impressive.
What about the maybe the comments if they have any new questions? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, they leave.
Go ahead,
They
Blasian.
leave and come back. They leave and come back. There's a let me leave. Watch quick videos. They come back. Most of the time, I do live stream. They never join my pen.
Really?
Really, they never join. All myself talking. People say, "Hi, Blasian. La 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 la. I'm so busy. I'm so busy today. I'm so busy."
So are you gonna post this? You're gonna post this on TikTok, right?
It could be on my. It could be on YouTube. I don't know how to post on TikTok.
Ah, okay, okay. I know you could like maybe make some clips, maybe take the
I
clips
should
from
do
YouTube.
that.
Yeah, however you do
I
it.
should.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was curious because I was gonna probably take a couple of clips myself. If you like, maybe we could like I'll give you my email and maybe like you can send me the recording and then I can like kind of just cut the sections. I heard that TikTok's probably gonna allow 30-minute videos soon.
They did. Wow.
Not yet, but soon. That's
No
what I heard.
more. No more long. Oh, no more long lasting for me.
Well, I heard that they wanted longer content, and they've been pushing that. Like sometimes when I post a content that's like that's not like over a minute, they'll be like, you know, post something that's longer than a minute to get more viewers. So I'm like, okay. So I think that they're just trying to get more I don't know if publicity is the same word that should be used because everybody uses TikTok, but I would say publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I never used TikTok.
Yeah, I was
I
actually
never used. I never used TikTok that much. I always
I
look
was
on TikTok.
apprehensive about it at the beginning because I was like kind of like based on what other people would say, but then I just kind of didn't see the purpose of it.
Yeah. I was on TikTok from because my YouTube channel for the Blasian. I had to go to TikTok who talk shit about Blasian.
Oh man. Do you know how I got on
Yeah.
TikTok?
Uh,
Or at least to this degree where I like the
yeah.
community and everything like that. There was this Christian
Yeah.
dude named Love the Coup or something like that. And he was talking all this shit about, you know, Hinduism's false. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get my phone after I see this video, man, pointed right at me, and I said, this guy, I have to applaud him for being brave enough to talk about Hinduism.
Mhm.
That's how I open up because, like, who are you, man? You don't know anything. People can read our sastras and think they know Hinduism, but they don't
Mhm.
know it. It's
They
kind of
never
like,
know.
yeah, it's kind of like thinking, it's kind of like thinking that there's only one kind of mango in the world, you know? Like that's the only
Yeah.
thing I could compare it to, but not knowing that
They
there's
never.
so many others.
They never know about Hinduism. I'm not the guy, the mouse dude, the fake gangster dude, mouse. Oh my god, look at my picture, look at my profile.
Yeah,
Fake ass gangster. He's like, Brahma married daughter. I said, what? That's not true.
yeah.
This
They'll
me
talk all
do
sorts of
not.
stuff. I've seen
This
it.
me don't we. They get from Google. They get shit from Google. They don't read a scripture. They go. Quick videos. Quick video on YouTube.
Yeah, and
They
sometimes
don't.
that can be educational, but what they
Yeah.
do is they don't even try to come to it to understand. They try to find little tiny holes where they can slip their slimy selves into and try to make it seem like it's a ridiculous religion. I've heard Muslims say that a lot of times. Um, like they'll be like, this religion's a joke. How is it a joke? It's outlived every other religion.
Yeah.
So how is it a joke? And if you guys looked at the live earlier today before I left, when I was talking to that guy, I said, "Did I have to convince you anything?" He said, "No." And a lot of the concepts that I brought up was very similar to what he believes. Maybe not down to a T, but at the core, it was the same. So they don't even really know what they're arguing.
They're so funny. I was on the other video. That creation of muscle talking shit. That it's easy to debunk them. It's easy to debunk. I say no. It's
Not me.
easy we debunk. Nuh-uh.
Not
He
me.
easy. No, no, it's
Not
not
me.
easy.
I will be honest. It's easy to debunk a Hindu that doesn't know anything or experience anything.
Yeah,
But one that knows, bro, you're not gonna win. Like Adi Shankaracharya out here.
yeah. Most of the time, what the TikTok, the Muslim, the Christian always lost the debate.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to
They
debate me either.
always lost.
That's why I say that. I wouldn't want to debate me either. Because I don't the thing about them is that like at the end of the day, even if it doesn't make sense, they'll make it make sense. But when it comes to other religions, they don't make it make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Right? So
Yeah,
so sometimes it's not worth arguing them because then like we can have a fully mutual understanding that we're going to be in total reality. But the moment it's not going their way, then they have to make it sound woo woo and they have to go out of reality in order to prove their point
yeah.
or make us
Because they don't.
extreme.
Most Christian, most Muslim. I was in the Christianity before. Most Christians think about fairy tales. They don't think
Absolutely.
about real life. They don't think about real life. Some dude
Yeah.
came in and say, the dude came, oh, people die. People say Jesus saved them. As they do, you are dreaming. It's, are you gonna put dreaming or real life? People who said Jesus is dreaming.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's not a real life.
No,
But
it's
he
not a
said
real.
Jesus. It's not real life. Peace, and Jesus saved me. That guy that said, Jesus saved me. I was stabbing people. I was.
Yep. And then they'll
I was.
change their whole life and all that stuff. But it's good for some people. It's just you just have no right to like even within Hinduism, like if someone
Yeah.
sees Krishna as the highest, I have no right to say that that's wrong.
Yeah.
You can see whoever, whatever. It's a subjective truth. It doesn't actually mean that it's true. It's subjective. It's for the subject.
Yeah. Ooh, we have a long list. Let me see. We talk about that. What? Oh,
Maybe one that's like your very last one, because I do got to get up for work tomorrow.
oh, my bad, my bad.
No, you're good. You're
I'm
good.
just, I always write the list down because most live stream I don't write my list.
Absolutely. No, no, it's all good.
This,
It's just like, especially on like that
but
Sunday night, like this, like Sunday nights like
yeah,
these. As soon as you have to wake up at like 5:30 a.m., like that is real. It's like real tiredness.
yeah. What?
It's
So what
hard.
is time over there? My slept on one.
Oh, okay. It's 12:01 here.
Oh, I guess okay. You guys like before us. I live in Chicago.
Oh yeah,
Chicago
yeah. So
time.
you're Central Time. I'm Eastern Time.
Yeah, I'm Cheshire time. I'll
Yeah.
tell you kind of earlier.
Oh no, it's all good.
Let's see. Okay, I think we asked all the questions. Wait, no, wait. Oh yeah, good question, good question, good question.
Okay.
People say, okay, I was on TikTok. Some people say it's all the deities, Hindu deities, like all blue or white. They say the other Hindu deities are white and blue, the skin color. I'm gonna say this British king.
There's the blue tint is because some people might
Yeah,
say other things. I know Shiva specifically, his throat's blue because of the poison, but
yeah,
the skin itself is blue because these beings come from the universe.
yeah,
They come from the universe. They radiate. The universe is radiating through them. They're pure consciousness.
yeah,
So that's what the blue skin is for, and also to signify like you can literally see what stands out. This blue person,
yeah,
okay, they have to be the avatar because nobody else is blue.
yeah,
So it helps you
yeah.
differentiate. But
Mm,
yeah, there are mortals that are blue or white or black or brass
yeah.
or you know
Yeah, because
nickel.
like Krishna is black, right? Krishna, some scriptures say he was black or
Yeah,
described.
yeah, exactly. Yes,
And
it
so, but
actually talks
yeah,
very much like there's a really good Gujarati song called Gori Radha, and it talks about Krishna being black.
yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
We know Mark Kali is black. We saw picture.
Yeah,
People most people see Kali as black.
and so is
Krishna,
Kalabhairava, which is the
yeah,
masculine essence of Kali. You know,
yeah,
Krupasami, he's black. So there's all these different depictions of the divine that looks like us, and then other ones that don't look like us, but it fits
no,
everyone. There's
yeah,
someone that everybody can relate to, and that's why there's so many different energies that exist. So each being on this planet that ever will manifest on this planet, they can all have one to connect to.
yeah. One more question we done because I'm tired as fuck.
Oh no, that's
I'm so
good. No,
fucking.
it's been great. It's been great, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you. Like, one more question. Which language you learn? Ukulele, Sanskrit, or Tamil?
So once I think that I'm about close to 50% in Sanskrit, I think I'll
Yeah,
just jump into Tamil. But what I'm
Tamil.
finding is that the Hindi words that I'm understanding come from the Dhatu. Dhatu means root word, like biology. The root word would be bio, life. So like there's some words like if you look at Bashar, Bashar is really just Basha. and Basha means language, but Bashar means language. So these both words are connected by the Datu Basha. So
Yeah.
it's understanding the grammar and how the word is actually used. So that's what's significant about learning Hindi and Sanskrit together. But Tamil is a whole
Yeah.
different thing together
It's
because like
different language.
the Tamil
Tom is a
language
hard
is
language.
it's hard. It's hard, but
It's very
it
hard.
I got the writing down. Like like as far as writing, it's not very difficult so far, like at a basis level. But what makes it hard is remembering the words and because you have to
Mm.
like these languages are so tongue and palate dependent, and not only just that, but throat dependent. This the whole mouth itself, like
Yeah.
it takes time to develop this whole mechanism because in English we don't have to like what word in English do we use when we have to roll the R? We never do. There's never a
Yeah.
time in any English word you have to roll your R.
Yeah.
But
English. English is an easy word. We speak English is
yeah,
easy.
yes. But one thing about Sanskrit that I can recognize it now as I'm reading and as I'm cognizing each concept from each word is that if you do learn Sanskrit, you can learn any language.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I don't
Yeah,
believe that.
because sex is the mother of language.
Yes. Like literally
It's-
you can pronounce any language, you can
yeah.
yeah, it'll just happen.
I'm still learning by Tamil. I'm still learning Tamil Sanskrit
Keep
because
learning.
I'm can learn I'm part Tamil myself. Because like a lot of Tamils people migrate to the Caribbean islands, almost
Right. Do
in
they
the
still speak
Caribbean
it?
as it's, we lost it. We speak we speak you go like Jamaica, most Indian Jamaicans speak broken English. They speak patois.
Well, I was thinking like
Like
do they still speak it or not cuz I know in some other places they still speak it to a degree. But
I think the others, like all others.
like for example, um there used to be 52 Hindu nations or
Yeah.
56 Hindu nations. Singapore and Malaysia and Indonesia used to be one of them. And there's a girl named V2 that is in the community, and she is Singapore. She is Singaporean, and she speaks Tamil.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So it's just not Caribbean people, but we Caribbean people. We should speak English.
right, right.
Maybe
It you'll
share
you'll pick it
that
up. You'll pick it
Indian
up.
Chennai people have the. I was on YouTube. Chennai people, Indo Chennai speak Hindi with English. What they call it? Hindustan. Yeah, Hindustan. It's like
Yeah.
mixed with Hindi
Oh,
in English.
the soca music. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like soca music. But thank you so much again, Blasian.
Namas
I just call you Blasian,
Blaze. It's
or
Blaze.
maybe I could call you
I wanna
BK.
do. I wanna do last week. Browser. Browser is blazing. It's browser car. Browser no. It's blazing.
Blasian, Blasian. But I mean, I call you BK for short.
Yeah, you can come PK easy.
Man, thank you so much for allowing me to speak, and I really appreciate the opportunity. Really great questions, and I had fun. I hate that I have to go to work tomorrow, but man, thank you so much again.
You're welcome, bruh. Oh, you gonna show you TikTok? You can check out your TikTok video.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Guys, check out his TikTok.
Yes. So
Color.
Color Life USA, but you could
Yeah.
actually just put. That's why I put my name as Blissful Awakening 108 because you can actually follow at Blissful Awakening 108 on TikTok and it'll still bring you because that's my at symbol. Yeah.
Have a good day at work. Because I feel your pain. I hate working.
I know it. But thank you so much. You
Yeah,
guys have a good night. Namaskar and
you too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye guys. Subscribe to my channel. Leave the comment. Share this live stream. Hit the wait, I'm sorry. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Leave the comment. Share this live stream. Yeah. Peace out.